Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Pwny Montana, and in this video, we're going to be going over a nice little tip that's going to help create some different offenses if you guys are fans of the RPO in Madden 25. And this will also work in college football if you guys are fans of that as well. Now, before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below, and hit that noti bell so you guys never miss an upload. So, today's video is going to be something that you guys are going to be able to use in almost any playbook that has RPOs in said playbook. This is going to make it so that your life running RPOs might get a little bit more exciting if you guys are heavy passers when it comes to the RPO situation. Now, I am currently in the Seattle Seahawks playbook. I hopped back into it. I did hop into the Lions, running a little bit trips tight end flex. It's the best formation in the game, probably with the best play in the game, and I made a video on that as well. But if you are one of those people that loves to run RPOs, this is going to be a very, very good video for you guys, because there is a certain thing that you guys can do in your RPOs to make your RPOs a little bit better. Now, what you're going to want to do is hop into play type, and you're going to hop down to RPO. It doesn't matter what kind of RPO that we're talking about here, but one thing that you guys can do in any of your RPOs is custom stem these RPOs. And this is going to allow for you to throw some interesting touchdowns against people, because every RPO has a read option, a pitch option, whatever it is that you guys are running it. So if you guys are running an alert option where the QB can keep it and pass the ball, again, everything pops up so that the opponent has to adjust to that. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you can custom stem some of the routes that are in these RPOs. So let's go ahead and look at the RPO alert wheel, for example, out of Pistol Deuce. And I'm just going to call a random play on defense. Now, this out route that's on the right side, you can go ahead and custom stem that route all the way up so it turns into a streak instead. So sometimes you can actually throw that. Granted, it's a bad read right now, obviously. If you have a route specific to where the guy is pressed, that is when this works 10 times better. And right now I don't have my second controller to actually showcase it, but it's something that you guys are allowed to do in a lot of these formations, is to sit there and either run the ball or go ahead and custom stem a route up. And a lot of the times, if they are in sort of like a slot position, so say I motion this guy inwards, right? And they're in some kind of a slot position, now it creates a trips formation on that left side, and it allows me to go ahead and throw the RPO, and it's a stemmed up streak route. This is something that creates more dynamic RPO offenses if this is something that is in your wheelhouse of plays that you guys are looking to run. So obviously there are certain routes that you can't custom stem, kind of like this crosser route that's on the left side. Well, I guess you can custom stem it. I actually did not know that you can custom stem these routes. So hey, we learn something new every single day, and I might have to test this out a little bit. So again, in this situation, if you want to motion this guy over to custom stem him up, that will also work. As you can see, it looks just like a streak, and you can pretty much send it all the way up the field, allowing you to pretty much go ahead and hit that RPO. And like I said, touchdowns will be a lot more interesting, especially if your opponent has to account for plays such as this. Now, that's not the only tip when it comes to the RPOs. It's not just the routes that are able to be custom stemmed up the field, but if you have a play kind of like let me see one that would actually make sense running. Okay, this RPO Z alert out, right? This is a very, very interesting play to look at, right? But you have two guys blocking on that left side, right? If we take one of these blockers and motion him over to the opposite side, look at what happens to that blocker. He's no longer a blocker, and for the most part, they usually get put on hitch routes, allowing us to go ahead and custom stem that hitch route all the way upfield, resulting in what? Another formation and another play that we can go ahead and hit. And as you can see, RPO for another touchdown. So you can take these blocking assignments in RPOs, motion them over to the opposite side of the field, and all of a sudden you have a route concept where you have a flat pattern, you have an RPO, you have a guy that's on the sideline pretty much on what you can consider like a speed out. So again, even if you wanted to hit him, horrible read, obviously. I'm just showcasing that you can hit that person as well. So you have a speed out, you have a man coverage beater, you have, again, the options when it comes to this are limitless, because you can't hot route any of these receivers. So if I want to put the tight end on a post, You can't do that. It gives you the option to make the adjustment to put a hot route out there, but it will not register as an actual hot route. So as you can see, he'll make the call for it. But if I'm trying to put square, which is this little hitch route that I custom stemmed up, if I'm trying to put this guy on, let's say, a slant, it won't let me. As you can see, you'll hear the quarterback make the play call, but he's not gonna adjust to that, and it's gonna mess up people's timing on routes and things like that, because you'll think, oh hey, he's actually allowing me to actually do that. So again, boom, you can keep it, you can hold on to it with the running back, you can throw the streak, whatever the case is. And a play like this, you can actually do it with the opposite side too, maybe. No, okay, so you can't do it with the tight end, but in a situation like this, say we want to sit there and look at that O route, and of course they play perfect defense on that. But as soon as you see a route that's on the field, like an out route, a post route, and you're running an RPO, you can custom stem him all the way up. And if you can see any of these routes that are on, you know, a blocking assignment, you can motion them over to the opposite side, custom stem them up as well, and go ahead and get a lot more yardage. And of course, if you notice that they're in some kind of man coverage and the route isn't a man beating route, please, for the life of God, don't throw it. It's not gonna fare you well to do so. It's just gonna make your life a little bit more annoying when it comes to it. And of course, if you notice that they are man coverage, do not throw most of these routes. But again, all you have to do, go to play type, RPO, find an RPO that you want to custom stem up. Let's say once again, it's the RPO alert wheel. You are going to go ahead, press triangle or Y if you guys are on the Xbox, click whichever receiver it is that you are trying to stem up. In this situation, I'm going to go ahead and stem up Thomas Jr. I'm going to motion him first, obviously, so I can keep him in that slot position. Hold L1 or left bumper, move the left stick all the way up, and it creates pretty much him being on a streak. And if you notice that he's open, go ahead and hit him. And I ended up hitting the wrong route because my name is Pwny Montana and I am very, very blind. So I actually want it to be a route that ends up being completed before I end this video. So one more time, just for the naysayers. And that's not going to be completed either. Either way, you guys understand the situation. If it's a route that you might want to create, because no one's really hitting that square route, it's gonna be a shaky route from time to time, but then your opponent will start to get comfortable throwing that route, right? They'll get comfortable with you throwing a route like that, which means it'll fare you better to sit there and start to do something like that where you're motioning a guy over, custom stemming him up, and now they not only have to deal with a flat pattern in this formation, but they also have to deal with a streak and the other route that is on the field. So right now, boom, custom stem, and we're gonna end off on that note. Because again, once you custom stem, and honestly, I might end up making this part of my actual scheme because this is my playbook. So custom stem, RPOs, make offenses a little bit more dynamic. My name is Pwny Montana. I will see you guys in the next one. And as always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.